Hey there, fellow hunters, and welcome back to the 6th episode of the Platinum Achievements Podcast. As always, I'm Ray. We're recording on February 13th, 2025, aka my 33rd birthday. That's right, we're going to crack open a cold one. At 10:47 in the morning. It's a Mountain Dew, don't worry. And you may be saying, Ray, I thought you were trying to be a little healthier this year. I was, and then my birthday came around, and I just don't care no more. Death comes for us all, might as well enjoy the ride, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, how many shopping days until Christmas? We have 314 days, so make sure you get your lists to Santa and get your shopping done. You got 314 days, everybody. You may be noticing that I'm flying solo today because I haven't introduced little baby boy Gary. And that is because, and also we're recording much later than usual. I had intended to record the past couple days, but Sammy was being a little rough boy with sleeping. He's out of the house right now. Amanda took him out for like an hour and a half or so we got some time. And Gary has come down with a case of explosive diarrhea. The doctors are baffled by it. He told me that he was at work and it just, unloaded and soaked through his pants. Not to be graphic, but to be graphic. So he's still recovering. I have sent him, lovingly, a couple packs of Depends, and hopefully he feels better. Let's give him a shout out when you hear this. Oh man. Let me take a little skip ski. I haven't decided yet. I may have a cut later on where I have my wife answer some achievement and trophy related questions that I'm going to pose to her, or just gaming related questions. Just something fun to kind of, I don't want to say to pad the time, but I don't remember how I was able to get longer form content. It's been a while since I've done this without Gary. And I do enjoy having someone to play off of. So without Gary here, again, feel better, Gary. I hope the explosive diarrhea is, coming to an end. Without Gary here, I have no one to play off of. I just have the wall in front of me with my Naruto statue on my desk. My is that a Swiss Army flag? I might have a Swiss Army flag on my desk from one of my previous jobs. Totally stole it. We're gonna look that up real quick. Swiss Army flag. Yep, Swiss. It's a Switzerland flag on my desk for some reason. Sammy took my bracelet for one of the kids I knew growing up, so I'm gonna put that back in Master Chief's arms. And let's see, where to begin? We did the dates. Gary's not here. Explosive diarrhea yet again. Let's go over... Yeah, let's go over the trophies and achievements. I'm like perpetually congested too. I don't know what's going on with me. Always congested, and I'm never better. You know what I mean? How do I use the Xbox app? Xbox, well oh no, we did that earlier today. That makes sense. Okay. Xbox, we're looking at 732,530 gamer score. What have we played recently? Excuse me while I burp. Actually, the TV's messed up too. Let me fix the TV. Sammy done goofed. And then I'm gonna lower my volume. And then I'll select whatever game that I feel like playing later. It's really cool. It's still suspended. Awesome. So, yeah. So total how much gamer score I had. That is due to, well, let's go in order. was it Sunday or Saturday? Sammy was up at one point really early. I could actually figure it out. Let me figure this bad boy out. When did I play this baby game? Beat it all in one day, too. 2-9. Okay, so yeah, Sunday morning, Sammy decided to get up at like 5. Amanda got up with him first, even though he decided to slam my bedroom door. So that woke me up, even though I was already up. And he's a big fan of a little series called Paw Patrol recently. Oh, man. So, on Game Pass, they have Paw Patrol. What's the title of this game? Paw Patrol Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay. And I completed that game, started playing it, and then he just passed out watching it. And then I just kept going, and then finished it that same day. 1,000 gamer score. Very nice. And what's there to say about this game? It is a pretty linear platformer type of game. And there's some sections where, unfortunately, there's some points of no return. They do have a few areas where they give you mini games to play, which, honestly, the game is not bad. It's pretty competently made. I'm really trying not to use likes and uhs, so there's going to be some pauses. But it is a very competently made kids game. Sammy really enjoyed watching it. He likes playing it too a little bit. His favorite right now is Marshall, the Dalmatian firefighter, which for some reason in the Mighty Pups, I guess in the movie and in this game too, Marshall, the firefighting dog, gets the powers of pyrokinesis to create fires and shoot fire out of his hands. Pretty big conflict of interest there. I really think it has to do with him really needing to justify his own existence by starting the fires that he wants to put out. But Sammy really, like I said, he enjoyed watching it. It is a very short game. I think I ended up finishing it in about, let's call it 5 hours. There were a couple tricky sections. There's some 3-lane games, I guess you would call them, where you got to sidestep in the 3 lanes to collect a bunch of bones and collectibles. And yeah, it was enjoyable. There are some tricky there are some tricky sections and some easy to miss collectibles. You have to collect every doggy treat in the game, which are your main collectible, and then there's 3 badges per stage. They give you again. Bad Raymond. There are mini games, so piloting in the sky. My personal favorite was it's a similar 3-lane game to like the pilot. I'm going to catch myself every time, or I'll just ignore it because it's not fun. In the sky, there's a 3-lane game where you play as Sky, the girl puppy, and she flies around catching the bones. There is one for a dog called Everest, and this was my favorite one. I don't fully understand why, but you're driving down a highway collecting the bones, and you got to plow through some snow. That's my favorite mini game, I guess. But it is a $30 game, a little steep for my blood, which is why I played it on Game Pass. And one of my goals for the year is to justify having Game Pass for the year. So whenever I complete a game, I'm going to see how much it's worth, and it needs to equate to, I believe it's like $242. So $30 knocked off of there right real quick in February. But if you got a youngin' and you got Game Pass and they like Paw Patrol, I recommend it. It's fun enough. It kept me entertained. But hey, maybe I'm just easy to please. In our next game, on the Xbox side of things, I was playing a game on PlayStation, which I'll go into in a second, but you know what got me back into this was I'm trying to finish off Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered Collection. That's what I've been playing. Got some more achievements in there. And I actually got what I thought was going to be the hardest one, which is to complete where is it? Completing the Encyclopedia of the Common Man. Where to begin with this? I had the game completed. I'm probably I think the game says I'm 80, or when I restarted, I was 75% complete. with the base game. For those that don't know, there's the base game, AC3, in this remaster. I don't know why it's all considered AC3 remaster, though. Ubisoft making weird decisions. But you have AC3, then you got the Tyranny of King Washington DLC. Thankfully, no multiplayer. Even though I love the Assassin's Creed multiplayer, it was a social seduction. God, why do I always call it that? It was like a social deduction game where you go around trying to figure out who's an assassin, and they're replicated all over the place with NPCs that look just like the assassins. Very fun multiplayer. I wish they would bring something like that back. If they wanted to do a live service, I think they could do a smaller live service. I think that could be successful. I really do. I don't know why they chose all these other things. I really would have tried that out. Just the social deduction Assassin's Creed game. Bring that back, flesh it out. Maybe have a bunch of characters from a variety of the games. Maybe you just have a game where, you could have I'm really going off track here, but my mind's racing. But as far as this hypothetical social deduction game, you could have a mode where you're trying to find, like they normally have, or like they did have, where you're playing as an NPC, and there's NPCs on the map, and there's, 8 players total. Have them all in there. Classic AC multiplayer. But then also, maybe you have one where you're all playing as different mainline assassins from the Assassin's Creed games, and you're hunting down an NPC, like an asymmetric type game, and that could be cool. Or one of them's turned Templar. I suppose everyone would just assume that Shay McCormick, was it McCormick? That Shay is just the turned Templar. That could be a fun game. Ubisoft, do that game. Don't do all this other stuff that you're canceling and put me in charge, Yves Guillemot. Or Guillemot, whatever your name is. But yeah, so I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3 because I was clearing out the whole frontier and the towns, Boston, New York, and the homestead. And there were just collectibles to find. So Sammy likes watching me run through the forest, get the collectibles. That's actually the gameplay you're going to be seeing on screen. I'm going to start doing gameplay again with the videos themselves that go on YouTube. Spotify, you're still just getting audio. And, other podcasting sites, you're still just getting the audio. But Assassin's Creed 3, I've fallen back in love with it. I didn't particularly like it when it came out. Story-wise, I thought that the Hatham section was way too long and took up way too much of the story where you're not really playing as Connor too much. Playing it this time around, or when I had, completed the story before, I love this game. I think it's fantastic. I was very down on it for some reason. I don't know why. And honestly, two of my favorite trailers for video games, or I don't know if that's exactly true, but AC3 had two really good trailers for the release of the game. And one of them was the cinematic one that they used to do. I don't know if they still do them, but they did this great cinematic where Connor is, going through a battlefield that Washington's men are kind of losing, and he kind of rallies the troops and runs through the battlefield and starts taking out Templars and Redcoats. It was so cool. And then the other one was the Coming Home trailer, where they played the Jay-Z song. Is it Jay-Z? I'm really bad at hip hop. Let's see. I'm gonna Google it. Google AC3 Coming Home. The Coming Home trailer. What music was it? Whose music was it? It must have been Jay-Z, right? Oh no! Oh, it was not Jay-Z. It was the diddler himself, P. Diddy. Yeah, Diddy's Coming Home. Okay, great song. Excellent choice for a trailer for this game in particular. At least in the United States. And also odd that they call it the Coming Home. They're French. It's a French studio. It's not your home, France. Well, part of it was back in the day. But anyway, tangent aside on that, jeez. I don't have Gary here, I'm just gonna go off the rails. Yeah, so I'm thoroughly loving the game. I've completed everything homestead related. Let me actually look through. Oh, here's my glasses. I got them right here, guys. Look at the DNA sequence. I have some main story missions to 100%. I've got a bunch of side missions to do. Some of them require 100%. Discovery. What else? Pegleg's done. Forts are done. I've got to do the underground. Citizen missions. Bunch of naval stuff. Homestead's done. Yeah, so we're getting there. We're getting there. The one thing that I'm kind of working on right now, it's a big game if you haven't played it. I'm working on one of the it's the Hunting Society challenge where you have to I think Hunting Society, Brawlers, and there's Thieves, which I don't think I have unlocked yet. I'll have to look into that. Let me look up that now, you know what I'm saying? But they all have their challenges and some missions and requirements. Thieves Club. There we go. So they all have requirements. The one hunting one I have right now is I have to find every animal or discover their location on the hunter's map. And I'm making progress. I'm getting there. It's not, you have to find them, and I will get it. It's my goal for today is to finish the hunting map. And that's honestly the best way I can say to tackle Assassin's Creed games like this, where you have a bunch of different objectives to do. Achievement related and just completing the game. Is to pick a set thing that you're trying to accomplish, like a set row in the DNA tracker, and just work on that. Like I said, the toughest achievement I thought, because it's very RNG, in a sense, like you just have to follow the people around and you have to scan them to like record their activities. And I saw a comment somewhere online where they will, if you use your Eagle Vision, they will glow gold when they're performing the task. So, very helpful. And yeah, I'm working on that, guys. That's my current game. I got distracted from my PlayStation game, which, let me see if I played anything else on PlayStation since we last talked. I don't believe so. Of course, Astrobot and Cars 3 Driven to Win. Of course. I don't know if I mentioned it on the last podcast or if I was just getting to it. I did complete the PS4 version of Wavetail, so those two versions are done. Wavetail, fun platforming, ocean exploring game. Very quick too, not a hard completion. But then I was looking at my backlog and the games that I committed to for the year, and I decided to start Forspoken. And who knows if we'll circle back to any of this when Gary's here next week. But I keep calling it Forspoken. Putting an E in there instead of an O. Forspoken. It's a good looking game. The combat is fun. I'm like, I just found, let's see, the girl just rescued me from prison, and she asked me to find her dad, and I found her dad, and it's okay. The combat's good. It's a good game from what I'm playing so far. My problems is the cutscenes, like, they fade to black. There's some very weird editing choices and just choices with the cutscenes in general. Very odd. And the actual, like, combat, it's not at least her basic attack is literally just her putting her arm out and, like, flicking her fingers out to shoot her little magic bolt. And for me personally, I was kind of hoping to be a little more visually engaging than that. Like, the way that the Flash runs, or at least in the DCEU, where he kind of like whips his arm forward. If you've ever been in the shower and let water run down your arm and you, like, put your arm behind your back and, like, flick it forward, to like have the water travel up your arm and like splash, like kind of like you're shooting it out. I don't know if that's a great explanation, but let me see. Let me look up what the Flash actually looks like when he's running. Flash DCEU running. Trying to see. Is there just like a GIF I can see? Here's a GIF. Trying to just find like a GIF of him running. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. I'll throw something up for the Flash running maybe. But yeah, the way that he runs and he kind of like flicks his hand forward to kind of like, I guess to kind of propel himself. I was kind of thinking that the basic Bolt, it should, I feel like, look like that. Like the, what's his name? Cuff, who I thought was Stephen Merchant but isn't. I feel like the magic should generate from him. So I feel like it should start and then you should like flick it forward and the magic comes out. I get the other spells wouldn't work like that, but just the basic Bolt, like, yeah, make it a little more engaging than what it is. So yeah, I've been playing that. Like I said, I'm not too far into it. As far as the trophy count, 125 platinum still, 825 golds, 1112 silver, 2603 bronze skis. Also, Gary screwed me. That's why I'm not so sad that he had the explosive diarrhea. He screwed me. He said he could help me with a way out. He doesn't have the save file, so now I either gotta do it solo like a goon. I'm really trying to get Amanda to play with me because it's a simple enough game, not super long, and I feel like she would enjoy it. After I just go through puberty right there. Actually, for my birthday, I don't know if she listens to this. If she's on here, she might listen to this one. She got me a big old book for my birthday. Now, I know what you're saying. Books are for nerds. And when I looked in the bag, I thought it was a photo album, and I was like, I swear to God, if she just got me a photo album. I already gave her a photo album. You can't recycle the gift idea. No, she got me the Infinite Crisis Omnibus from DC. It's a beefy book. It's heavy. It's beefy. And I'm excited to, dive into that, on top of the other comics that I have to read. I've got so many books to try to work through also. The current book, I'm starting it over because I think I'm like only a chapter or two in. 1984, I haven't read it in forever, but I have a really nice gray, like, leather, I don't think is the right texture, but it's like a leather-bound book. It's really nice. And I really want to, like, read that again. That and get The Giver. I'm going through a phase now where I want to, collect and reread the books that either I was forced to read in, like, high school that I didn't appreciate at the time, or just books that I know are really good in that kind of vein. So, yeah. We've been watching that 70s show. We finished the first season. So nostalgic. So good. The thing with that 70s show, I can't remember what we talked about last week. I know we talked about that 70s show because it's what I'm watching. The thing with that 70s show is I love the love story between Eric and Donna. And it kills me that I know that Luke Wilson's coming into the picture, which means that they break up at some point, and I know they break up again, and the show gets a little crazy later on, but I'm excited to go on the journey again. And I mean, that last episode stuck the landing so well from that terrible... I don't even know if it's terrible. Maybe it was terrible at the time. Like, I'm also one of those people that I don't hate the last season of Scrubs. And before you Scrubs fans come in, yes, the 9th season is the last season. There was an 8th series finale, and then they were like, let's do one more, kind of unexpectedly. And yes, the 9th season isn't as great, but there's some fun characters in there. I like the Australian girl, obviously. Dave Franco's in there, that's pretty fun. What's going on the screen? Nothing. But anyway, back to whatever. And I've been working on Red vs. Blue. I think I finished... I don't think I've watched any since we last recorded, but I'm on season 7. And man, Halo 3 looks so good compared to Halo 1 and 2. Halo 3, great looking game. It's totally up there as one of my top games of all time. How long have I been recording? Am I just rambling just as bad as if Gary was here? 24 minutes! Oshkosh bagosh, fellas. Um, let's see. We don't really have like a main topic this week, but there's some things that I wanted to talk about. A couple news stories. One of them is technically the main topic, and you'll know it if you clicked on the thumbnail or you read the title. But we'll do a couple news stories. I don't think I'll be lasting too long on these. And depending on how much time we have into this, I may just, when Amanda gets back from McDonald's with the boy, I'm gonna probably watch Red vs. Blue while Sammy naps, hopefully. But I'll probably we're dropping him off at my mother-in-law's tonight, and then we're gonna go to a nice brewery in town called Stolen Sun. They got some great spicy, I forget what they call it, like Louisiana hot chicken. Oh, so good. Really like Stolen Sun. And he's staying over there. And then, yeah, I'll probably watch a Red vs. Blue tonight as well. Or she might want to watch. I'm going to edit this at some point, clearly. I'm trying to get this out today, the day of my birthday. And yeah, it's going to be an easygoing night. I think I'll definitely have this up tonight. And it'll be there for your viewing pleasure on Friday morning. Or I might just post it Thursday night just to get it up there. And then hopefully next week Gary won't have his explosive diarrhea. Oh, something cool that I just wanted to bring back up. As I've been talking about constantly on this new iteration of the Platinum Achievements podcast, I'm really looking forward to Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And a little, slice of info that I didn't realize, which is in the game, I think we've already discussed this, but there's I think she's called the Painter. I think that's what she's called. She decides that everyone who's turning 33, that they're going to die. Like, that's how it works, right? She paints the number, the people on the expedition to try to stop her, the number's ticking down from whatever, everyone that's crossed that age dies. Or that has reached that age. By the end of a certain point, I think. And wouldn't you know it, I'm 33 now, so I get to go on the expedition this year. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know how I never put that 2 and 2 together. Maybe it's because I don't put a lot of emphasis on my birthday. I like it when it's here. I like getting the birthday wishes. And of course, I like getting the birthday gifts. And we go to Hibachi every year with my friends and family. We'll be doing that in a couple weeks, actually. And yeah, I just never put that 2 and 2 together. So another thing is, I know I've said I'm not going to spend money on the video games this year. I'm trying not to. I think I'll make an exception for Claire Obscure. Even though it's on Game Pass, I really want to support the game. And the funny thing is, I have a news story up here. It's not really related. Push Square. It's coming from... How long ago was this? January 28th. So we were going to use this a couple of times ago, and I was going to save it for like a collector's edition podcast that we were going to do, where that was going to be the main topic. But Clay Obscure Expedition 33 is so popular, dev can't meet collector's edition demands. That's pretty crazy. I don't know how many they start out with, but yeah, they tweeted about it. They just cannot keep up with demand for this collector's edition. And the collector's edition, let me pull it up. It looks pretty cool. What I really like is that the regular edition of this game is only $50. The deluxe edition is $60. And then, oh wow, it's on eBay already. Can you really not get this anymore? So the collector's edition comes with there's a Lumiere edition. This isn't what I'm looking for. You get some extra costumes. You get the game. You get a steelbook, an art book, which is cool, and a pretty cool, looks like a statue of the whatever the monolith is that the painter paints. Oh, and it looks like she might be on there too. Sold out. Damn. Let me go. That's so crazy that it's just sold out. It's a cool looking statue. I used to do collector's edition statues, and honestly, they got to a point where I think the one that broke me was the AC4 statue, because you had to like kind of balance Edward Kenway a certain way as he's coming down the flagpole. And the one that actually really, I think, broke me was some of the later Assassin's Creeds. I think Unity had like, I think 3 different statues, and in America you couldn't get the one that I liked. I think that might be the same for the Syndicate. I think was similar. Claire, obscure. Google is my best friend. Or am I GameStop? Not available. Shit. So it is. Well, maybe it's not available to buy. I am gonna go to GameStop later today. I'm gonna take a peeky poo. Is there no? So yeah, you can. Okay, so you can pre-order. Why did it drop it down? Go back. At least on GameStop, they only have. Not available either. What the hell's going on with GameStop? Let me check Best Buy. I'm spending way more time on this than I thought I would. No, I don't. Expedition. Yeah, Best Buy doesn't even have it. Okay. Okay. That's crazy. Like, this game is apparently doing either they just didn't plan for this, or they didn't plan enough. They didn't think the demand would be that high, but I really want to get the deluxe edition. I'll look into this further. My goal right now is to probably just get the collector's edition that comes with just like the $60 or $70 one. That's just like the steelbook and or maybe I don't even know. I don't know because I like the artwork of the base game case. So who knows? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I think the last collector's edition, like with a statue that I really enjoyed getting, was the Gears of War 3 one. I still have the Marcus Phoenix somewhere. I think I have him stored away, actually. And that's a cool statue. I really like it. I didn't get it at launch, though. Just because I didn't have the monies at the time. But did I get? Maybe I just got the base game because I was in college and broke. What? But then I went to Kmart a few years ago, right before it was like closing, and they had still a Halo Reach collector's edition, like the big one. But it wasn't marked down or anything. I'm just like, Kmart, like, what are you doing? Like, you're going out of business here. Your store sucks. God. Drop this price. Let me buy it. And they didn't. So. Kmart sucked. The one by us in Thorndale, we got our apartment out there. And we ordered a table, right? And we needed it. I don't think we needed a table. But we ordered it for pickup at the store. But for some reason, it wasn't ready. And we went to the store. And they were like, oh, it's not ready. We can't sell it to you. Oh, it was like a different price, I think. It was like maybe a few bucks cheaper. So we went to the store and we're like, can we get this? Like, it says it's coming here and that you have it here. Can we just get this? And they're like, oh, it hasn't processed. And then we were like, screw it. Let's just buy the table. For like, it was like maybe 20 or 30 bucks different, which back then was, enough. Still's enough. 30 bucks is a chunk of money. So we just bought the table, and then literally as we were leaving, they're like, oh, your order's ready. And we were livid. So, Kmart sucks. I'm glad it's going away. But, onto our main story today. Rooster Teeth is coming back. This is a press release on roosterteeth.com. Rooster Teeth to find a new home with brand's original creator, Bernie Burns, at Box Canyon Productions. It was closed 9 months ago, which, honestly, rightfully so. I love Rooster Teeth. Like, rewatching Red vs. Blue, I absolutely adore it. Back in their, like, golden age. And then they spread themselves so thin. Like, once they... Not even when they sold off originally to Defy. I think it was Defy. No, was it Defy? I don't think it was Defy. It probably says here. Maybe it doesn't. No, not really. But they're coming back. They sold off to a company that was, I think, later acquired by WB. And once they went to that airport hangar, I was like, oh, they're getting way too thin. They have so many programs I can't even try to keep up with. Achievement Hunter really pivoted away from achievements. Like when they were in that second, I think it was the second office they were in, that was like peak Rooster Teeth for me. And they got spread way too thin. They had way too many problems. They tried to do way too much, and it unfortunately it collapsed. But now Bernie's buying it back. It's early stages still. Let's see. Quote, I am excited at the challenge of bringing Rooster Teeth back to its roots, said Burns. The heart of this brand has always been its fans, and I look forward to writing a new chapter together, unquote. As an early pioneer in online video content, Rooster Teeth set the standard for how fan-first entertainment could thrive in the digital age. With Burns back at the helm, fans can anticipate a renewed dedication to Rooster Teeth's original mission to entertain, inspire, and connect, which way back when absolutely was the case. They really lost their way at some point, and I don't really know what it was or when. I mean, I have a feeling of when it was. When they bought the airport hangar and they really expanded. And I know achievement content wasn't like the biggest thing, but Achievement Hunter was awesome. And I don't know. I think if they keep the operation small, they have to keep it. They have to keep it. Yeah, like the size of that second office when they were probably at their height, not losing money year over year over year. I mean, they were on life support for like years, but yeah, they try to stretch themselves too thin with like Genlock and with Ruby, and they had so many controversies in the background that it just became not fun, and I fell off real quick. I remember it must have been around the time Ray left, because he was the big Achievement Hunter guy, or one of the big Achievement Hunter guys. And I kind of fell off the content, and I think for many reasons that he left too. Like the content was very much just becoming Minecraft and GTA, not so much, not so much going for achievements, but just kind of random videos. And I understand they did that because that's where the money was going. That was a different time of YouTube where Minecraft Let's Plays, GTA Let's Plays were massive, and they're still big. But they were really blowing up at that time. And I get it. But I would have really preferred if they kind of focused on Let's Plays, focused on getting an achievement or having a goal of that nature. And I don't think they own Achievement Hunter. I think they own a few things still. Where does it say? Oh, here. At least on the site. First of all, the Homecoming video is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's so good. According to the site right now, the shows that they have are Morning Somewhere, which is Bernie Burns and Ashley Burns' podcast, which they say helped fund this acquisition. And they also said they wanted to, I think they called it de-shitifying their little section of the internet, which I'm all for. They have Red versus Blue, apparently. I mean, I know it's ended, and technically it's a weird gray area because Xbox owns it, Microsoft. But they own the property Red versus Blue, or the IP trademark, I guess. Camp and the RT podcast. So those are apparently the 4 things that they still own under Rooster Teeth itself. And it was mostly, I guess, to reacquire the Rooster Teeth name, possibly those 4 shows, as well as their social media platforms. So like their Twitter account, their YouTube account, all that stuff. And honestly, the reason why this has me, or I'm very optimistic about this, looks like they immediately went back to a slight redesign of the original logo after that god-awful redesign that was like borderline like a chicken restaurant logo. So they have the chicken, they have the chattering teeth, and this is very exciting for me. I could go on and on. I told Amanda I'm gonna apply there, whatever there ends up being. And she's like, I'm not moving to Texas, and I'm like, well, I'll miss you, like. So yes, Rooster Teeth is coming back. Very excited, obviously. I'm sure I'll talk about it with Gary next week too. But on to the next story. This is coming from True Achievements, and it's something we never thought would happen. Sony delists PS5 spam games after developers speak out. And this is on True Achievements, True Trophies from Sean Lawson. With developers speaking out on the PS Store's poor shape, Sony looks to have stepped in as a bunch of PS5 spam games have been delisted as of February 2025. Let's see. Stop pulling up all this. I don't care about news stories right now, except for the ones I'm trying to talk about. It's been talked about everywhere. Like, the state of these online stores is atrocious. At least in the console space, Xbox seems to be the best marketplace as far as these types of spam games. Nintendo is apparently a nightmare. Sony is absolutely a nightmare. Sony and Xbox are really the only ones I can speak about. Steam's a nightmare as well. But yeah, as far as the console space, it seems like Nintendo might be the worst, but then right behind them is Sony with all these garbage games. And by garbage, I just mean, like, I have no problem with you playing certain types of shovelware. And honestly, some of the ones that got delisted were ones that I thought were like, one is not. The other one is okay as far as I'm concerned. But Developer Random Spin Games has seen all of its PS5, PS4 games removed from the PS Store. Unclear whether the removal was in response to developers crying out or was just a coincidence on Sony's part. Basically, developers have been complaining that with all these games getting pushed out, a lot of them really just being asset flips or very low effort games, it's making it impossible to find like actual good games on the store. And that is 100% true. I stopped doing it a while ago. Every week or month or whenever they'd have a sale going on, I would sort the list by cheapest to most expensive for just games. They haven't delisted them yet, but like the food jumping games, not even My Name is Mayo, because that I don't count as shovelware. I think there's enough merit to that trilogy of games. It was a tongue-in-cheek game at first, obviously a meme game. They were showing like, hey, like, it's ridiculous that this can be on here, but it's a dumb jumping mayo jar game, which they sort of evolved over time. But those I give a break, because they were like the first of their kind. They were meme games at the time. But then it just got ridiculous. Like, there's the food jumping games where they release Jumping Food Ultra, Super Jumping Food, all of the same food. It's just like Asset Flip, which is a different title. It's insane. But yeah, they got rid of... What's going on here? That was just a picture of the store. I was going to say Coffee Talk is not. The picture they're using has Coffee Talk in here. Absolutely not a shovelware AI game. But then like some of the ones you see here, there's Caribbean Battle. I don't know if these are actually like part of the list, but just the picture they have. Caribbean Battle is just obviously an AI drawing of Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, these are very low effort games, and I'm glad they're getting taken down. Honestly, like, depending on the like Rattle-like games, keep them on there. They're easy trophies for the most part, even though Nexomon took forever. But the games still go past the trophy list, like Foxyland 2. You get the platinum pretty early on, but there's still so much more of the game to play. And let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of AI nonsense on the store. Hentai Shop Simulator, Sex Shop Simulator, Electronic Supermarket Simulator. A lot of garbage simulators. Like if you look at these, you can tell what's just some garbage slop just thrown on the store to like just sell real quick, compared to some of the cheaper, easier games that, you know, clearly had some effort put into it. Let me see. I looked up. Where's the studio? There was a list. How do I find? I'm trying to. Where's the studio's name? I lost it. I lost it in this article, guys and girls. Random spin. Okay. Because I know I've played a couple of these, and of course platted them. Let's go. If I remember correctly, this is how you search random spin. Random spin games. So of their games, there's a lot of meat crop. Yeah, like Supermarket Simulator. They have Supermarket Simulators Pro. And then I'd be shocked if they don't just have Supermarket Simulator. Yeah, a lot of games that are like difficult climbing game. Like, that's just like, that literally just looks like a ripoff of that game where you're in the pot with the hammer. The only ones that I've seen that seem like they're actual, like, not actual games, but they have the castle something or other. I thought this was them. I'm gonna look through their list. Castle. Yeah, like they have organic engine, alien engine, windmill engine, and then different stacks that you can just get on different regions. I know that I think all of them have been. I think Xbox did it too. They cut down on a game that was really taking advantage of this on their platform. Yeah, there's a lot of just like not great looking games in here. Was it not? I thought they did like Castle. Maybe it was something. Maybe it was another studio, honestly. But the ones that I played, they're both on here. Tokyo Run, not a great game by any means. You just run down a street as a ninja and you're collecting coins. It must have been cheap or something, or I thought it was another dumb meme game. But I played it. Not my proudest platinum, but it's an easy platinum. I distinctly remember the ninja is just like a skin, so he has a sword on his back, but it's bent to his back, so it's not like it's not like its own asset, which I thought was terrible. But then they also have this game called Alien Destroyer. Again, not a hard plat by any means. Apparently takes like a half hour. I think. Oh, you know what? The reason I bought these games, or not the reason. Let me double check Trophy or Tokyo Run. Yeah, I've been trying to. It has 100% completion rate on True Achievements or True Trophies. It's not exactly 100%. I don't know how someone hasn't. How do you get this game and just not complete it? Like, of the register, like, because these are trophy hunters. There's 15 people that haven't completed Tokyo Run. Insane. Out of the 49, almost 5,000 people that have played it. And then let's look at Alien Destroyer. Alien Destroyer, I thought was like a fun little horde game. Alien Destroyer, it is definitely trickier than Tokyo Run. But I enjoyed Alien Destroyer. I thought enough went into that one where I don't think it needed to be taken down. But it's a 99-cent game. Yeah, that's definitely why I bought it. It was either on sale or something like that. It must have been on sale. I don't know. Alien Destroyer, though, I thought it was competently made. You're on like a platform that has, if you fall off, you die, you start over. But you're just fighting waves of aliens, and I thought it was okay. Oh, no, an okay game. You know? So more work has to be done on that front, clearly, on every platform. We need to get these games down to help discoverability for actual games that have effort put into them, not just like the AAA, but honestly the Radalaikas of the world. And who did Neon Junction? Neon Junction was also a good game. Neon Junctions was, it was of course Radalaika. Let me go back. There's another one that I thought was fun. Don't Touch This Button, also Radalaika game. Nine Eyes Game Studio. Yeah, Don't Touch This Button, fun puzzle or first-person puzzle game. Man. I got boogies. All right, and my last news story coming at you hot and fast. Some may say it's topical based on the state of the world. Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to be free for Xbox and PC with Prime Gaming in February. This comes from Sean Carey at True Achievements. Amazon Prime subscribers can claim copies of Machine Games' shooter Wolfenstein Youngblood for free with Prime Gaming in February for both Xbox and PC. Now here's where I'm interested. I already own it on Xbox. I don't own it for Windows, the Windows version though. So I'm curious if the Windows version will be the one that I can get, so I can get a third list done. Because I've done it on Xbox and I've done it on PlayStation. And while this is not the best Wolfenstein game, it still serves its purpose. You get to go and shoot Nazis in fun and over-the-top ways. The story was okay. I liked the concept of going back to the locations to redo these sections. I get why people didn't like it, especially after Wolfenstein 1 and 2 and Old Blood. But I have a blast playing this game. Yes, the girls are a little annoying, but the gameplay is fantastic. Visually, it looks great. And I love the Wolfenstein rebooted series. I do want to go back and play the older Wolfensteins, but I don't think you can complete them, actually. And it's such a fun game. And there's the challenges. It does take a while. The endgame grind is insanely grindy. But I would be willing to play it again. For a third time. Yeah, I played it co-op, I think, with a buddy on Xbox. I think he fell off. I think I was playing with Christian at the time. He might have fallen off. And then I finished it. And then PlayStation, I just played solo. Right, there's a separate list. What was the last game I got for free with Youngblood Windows. The last game I got for free with was the what do you call it? It was with Amazon Prime was, I think, Fallout 76. They gave that away for Xbox, so I picked that up. I think I already had the Fallout 4 at the time because it was during the Fallout TV show they gave it out. Which is cool. I like that they're doing this partnership where you can get the games for free for your Xbox with Amazon. It's another cool incentive with Prime. I'm just leaving a break right here. I don't know why I'm leaving a break. So yes, those are the news stories for the week. They're not the newest news stories, but they're just what I want to talk about. We were going to talk about it with Gary, but Gary has explosive diarrhea. So, now, what I will discuss is we have a viewer question. Okay, let me find... There it is. So, on to our viewer question, and I say question because we've only got one, from the lovely, lovely Raina. She's a dominating... I'm assuming it's a girl. I'm sorry, Raina, if you're not a girl, and that's just the persona you're putting online. But Raina is a dominating force on one of the Discords that I'm in, and she asked, again, I apologize if I'm misgendering, I'd like to hear your idea on how to make the leaderboards quote-unquote competitive and not just whoever has the most time / trash games. And Raina, first of all, you dominated so many of these races because you seem to have the most time. I don't know what you got going on in your day-to-day, but you dominated one of those early races. It was like, it felt like every 5 minutes you were posting a platinum. So, I don't want to hear from you about the most time. Now, as far as the leaderboards becoming more competitive, I understand that this is related and ties into what we were just talking about with Sony delisting some of those quote-unquote garbage games. And there's still a lot on there. There's still a lot of easy completions. Pay no attention to that. And first of all, I think Sony should take yet another page out of Xbox's playbook and implement some sort of friend list leaderboards. Because right now on Xbox, every month you have a leaderboard of your friends getting achievements, who's the highest. And I think Sony should implement that for, I want to say, how would we do this? Because there's the front end, which is more commonly seen, at least on PlayStation, because they don't have a leaderboard right now. But the front end, which is the most commonly seen, is your actual trophies. But then there's the back end, which is the point values of the trophies. And I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because ideally, both platforms, I think they need to do a better job of kind of allowing you to curate, if Sony implements a leaderboard. Curate your list of who's tracking on your leaderboard, because I just have friends that don't go for achievements, it's whatever. But, allow me to make the list of who I'm tracking with. You know what I'm saying? So let me filter it. And I think Xbox, I would hope that's maybe a next step, because I have so many friends that are some of them are just not achievement hunters, and that's fine. But I would like a list of my buddies that I know go for achievements, and I know care about it. And maybe some of my friends that did do it, like my buddy Eric. Eric. I would love to have a list, because he used to be an achievement hunter. I really forced him to play some games. Our favorite game was definitely the Star Trek tie-in game for the movie, which he hates, but I actually thought was pretty good for a tie-in game. And I would like them both to allow us to filter down to, let me specify what we're looking for as far as achievements or trophies if Sony is to implement a platform like that or a feature. And as far as making them more competitive, honestly, I understand the desire to not have certain games count, like those jumping food games. I don't like them. Unfortunately, there's a market for them, and rightfully so. Some people enjoy them. I have a buddy, and we talk on Discord every now and then. We message where he works insane hours, and he comes home and really all he has time for are those really short experiences. I don't think, and I don't even know if I have him on the PlayStation app. I might. Let me see. I'm gonna do a little quick peeky poo at my friends here. Where are you at? Oh, I do have him on here. Right? So let's see. What is... That can't be right. Is that... Am I getting the names mixed up? Yeah, okay, I was getting the names mixed up. Okay. Where are you? There we go. That makes more sense. Oh, Jesus, dude. God, you have so many. Let's see. JB. Look, JB, you did Peppa Pig. I'm gonna chastise you for that one. But no, he plays a lot of these very quick trophy games. And okay, you do have some of the jumping. I'm gonna shame you a little for those. You have some of the jumping food games. But you know, but you've also got some real games in here too, quote unquote real games. I don't mean to poo poo on you. I know. Listen, your trophy list is what you make of it. It's for you. Like, that's ultimately what it is, and it's your journey. It's whatever you want to play. I like looking at mine, and I have some games that I would consider garbage, and I'm sure people that even have some of these games on there also consider them kind of me crop games. You know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, let people play what they want to play, honestly. I've really tangented away from this. Let's bring it back. The quote-unquote garbage games not getting counted on the list. Unfortunately, there's no way to do that. Because, especially on Sony's platform, that a platinum's a platinum. They all get counted the same. I think it's crazy that games like this, or the less quote-unquote lesser games, are able to get platinums while other games like Apex Legends can't get a platinum. For me, the whole concept of a platinum, before I really dove into the PlayStation ecosystem, was you get a platinum when you beat a game, and that's how you easily are able to tell, like, I beat this many games. Turns out not the case. There are so many great games that just do not have platinums. I'll go through my list, and Inside I know for sure is one. For some reason just doesn't have a platinum. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see, what else we got on here? I could find one. Letter Quest Remastered. Very fun spelling game. Doesn't have a platinum. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Doesn't have a platinum. Right? I think the remaster might. But just flying through my lists here. I know there were... there's a walking sim called North. Even still, like, they have 1,000 points on Xbox. Give them a platinum. Like, this is ridiculous. And I could keep going and going and going. I'll find you some more. I'll feed you, baby birds. Hawken, very fun mech game. Very short, for some reason shorter on Xbox and PlayStation than Xbox. Doesn't have a platinum. I think Gone Home, the original one, doesn't have a platinum. So I mean, so many great games deserve platinums that just don't have it. And going back to my original point, I don't know. I guess they'd have to allow you, at least on the PlayStation side, and I guess the Xbox side if you're concerned about certain... The lists will not be perfect, at least for leaderboards, on the platforms themselves. Because everything's going to get counted. Like, there's just no way around that. Now, where you could make the list more competitive, kind of what we're doing in the one Discord is... I say we're doing, but what's going on in the one Discord is you post your completed game, whatever the completion percentage, I guess, of the rarest trophy is. You get some points based on that. That's really the only way you could do it in a... I'm trying to think. You would really have to granularly be like, these... But then it's like, where's the line draw? The line's different for everybody as far as what's a garbage game versus a quote unquote real game. You can't see the fingers that I'm using, but I'm using them. I'm using my quotes. So the line is subjective. Really, the only way you could do that is if there was a site. Like, I think maybe PSN Profiles has it where you can set up certain leaderboards with your friends. PSN. But you would have to... Yeah, you'd have to... What is it? It's verifying I'm human, whatever. Leaderboards, yeah. Yeah, in order for there to be a more competitive list, it'd really have to be something that you and your friends agree on collectively, like what counts, what doesn't. There's no way it's going to be like a unified leaderboard across either ancillary websites like PSN Trophies or True Achievements, True Trophies, anything like that. You would really just have to make your own rules amongst your group of friends as to what counts and what doesn't. Because, unfortunately, a platinum's a platinum, a trophy's a trophy, an achievement's an achievement, regardless of how easy they are to complete. They're weighted the same. So, which is why I kind of like the True Achievements, the way that they kind of do it, where, let me see, there are leaderboards on True Achievements, right? Yeah. Where they're and I'm on True Trophies, it's done the same way. I don't know. On PSN Profiles, it really just seems like it's like the amount you have, platinum, gold, silver, bronze, and then the points in the background they actually show too, which is nice. But yeah, the True sites, True Achievements, True Trophies, and I think True Steam Achievements, I think is the other one. It's like a fluctuating list based on how many, or the point value of the quote unquote true value fluctuates based on how many people have them. So that's the most competitive one, I would say, because it's more reflective of the opt-in community. But other than that, it's really just going to come down to like whatever gentleman's agreement you have with your trophy achievement hunting friends. Like there was a cool concept that I was kind of floating around doing with some of my buddies where we complete games, but we offer up like 100 games. And these are the games that count towards your goal. But then again, you can't limit the amount of time people are playing, and everyone's life is different. So more people are just inherently going to have more time than others. Like that's unavoidable. The only reason you could stop that is if you're all like, "Hey, we can only play like an hour, quote unquote, an hour a day." Like that's not going to happen. And honestly, for things like the races and things that we've done on the Discord, I participate sometimes. I'm under no illusion I'm gonna beat certain people like you, Raina, because I know you have more time and more access to more games than I do. And I mean I don't do I only have Essential PS Plus. Some people have the higher tiers of PS Plus. That gives them a much better advantage because they're not having to buy the games. And I've also just been focusing on doing my backlog. Like the only way to truly make these quote unquote fair competitive leaderboards or races is if you and your friend group set the parameters. That's all that can really be done. Because the way that it works now is a trophy is a trophy, an achievement is an achievement, regardless of how easy they are. Because then if you get real granular, it's like, okay, well, The Simpsons, which I actually don't think this is an accurate case for PlayStation, because I don't believe the Simpsons game has trophies. I'm searching on that. Yeah, couldn't find anything for Simpsons. Simpson? Users. Oh, I'm looking up users. I should go to... I could just search games. Search for games, Simpson. Yeah, the only PlayStation game that has trophies is the Simpsons arcade game, which can't get anymore. Also doesn't have a platinum. But that was back in the PS3 days, so I guess that's a whole other thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can. I always. We'll table that for another discussion we've probably already had. But, so yeah, like the Simpsons game on Xbox, you get an achievement just for hitting the start button. Is that too easy of an achievement to get for it to count? But we're counting the completion. But then what are you counting? Are you counting the true achievement or the base achievements? Do you count DLC that might be really easy that can increase your score? Like, there's far too many parameters, far too many situations where, and a lot of it is subjective. So, as I've stated probably 5 times by now, because I'm rambling, the only way to make this type of game or this avenue of gaming, trophy and achievement hunting, especially leaderboards, to make it as competitive as possible, again, without factoring in the time, is to specify, honestly, just say, you'll have to come to a consensus as whatever the group that's being leaderboarded. These games count, these games don't, and that's really it. That's the only way to make this a truly competitive, quote-unquote, fair list or leaderboard option. So I hope all of that answered your question, Raina. And I hope it was insightful as to my madness. I'm also on a bit of a sugar high. I've been drinking a lot of Mountain Dew lately. I cracked my first one at 9 in the morning because I'm so cool. Seriously, Mountain Dew from a can is so good. Bottled Mountain Dew tastes terrible. Don't know what it is. And now, one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to get Amanda on. It's going to be a separate recorded segment. So there'll be a weird cut, and then I'll come back at the end and say byes. So either Amanda's going to come on, and I'm going to do a little trivia section, just for something fun, just for me to bounce off of someone, and kind of put her through the ringer, see what she knows about me and achievements and trophies and all that stuff. I gotta come up with the questions first. So yeah, either that's going to come on now, or I will do something like that at a later date, and then you'll just hear the goodbyes coming up right now. And with all that, I want to thank you all for listening to another slightly late episode of the Platinum Achievements Podcast. I greatly appreciate everyone who's listening. If you can, rate the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. Give it a follow or subscribe. Comment. Let us know, or more specifically, let me know, because Gary has his explosive diarrhea. Let me know what you think about Rooster Teeth coming back. What you think about the PlayStation Store starting to get a little cleaned up, and what you think should be done further. And let me know how you feel about Wolfenstein Youngblood. Again, I really like it. It's a fun time. Let's see, what did I say? The comment, rate us, like us, give us a thumbs up, thumb down, whatever. Engagement's engagement. Foxy's about to bark, probably. Are you up here, Fox? Yeah, you are. And share with a game-loving, trophy-hunting, achievement-hunting friend. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, your week, your weekend. Foxy, relax. And we'll see you next week. Keep on hunting, boys and girls. Bye-bye.